Hello everyone and welcome to the fifth lecture in the series Python Intermediate to Expert. In this lecture, we'll be talking about object-oriented programming in the programming language Python. So there are two concepts that are absolutely essential to object-oriented programming, which are the concepts of class and object. So first, let's talk about what a class is. So in object-oriented programming, a class is an extensible program code template for creating objects, providing initial values for state, of member variables and implementations of behavior of member functions or methods. The next is an object. An object refers to a particular instance of a class, where the object can be either a combination of variables, functions, or data structures. So you can think of a class and an object like a species. So each human has some common characteristics, right? They all have two hands, two legs, one nose, two eyes, etc. So each class can define the common parts of a human, and each object can in turn specify the unique parts of a human. So for example, the height, the skin color, etc. Okay, so now let's talk about an example of a class and object. So here we are creating a class called student, and this def init def double this is a double underscore. So def space double underscore init double underscore parenthesis self is required for each class you make in Python. So here I'm just initializing five member variables of this class: student name, GPA, credit hours, enrolled, and classes. So student name, I'm giving it a value of an empty string initially, GPA set to 0.0, credit hours 0, self-enrolled I'm setting it as true initially, and classes is an empty list for now. Then I'm creating an object from the list, two objects from the list from the class. Sorry, the first object Vaibhav and the second object Kulshresht. You can create an object by simply writing the variable name you wish to create equal to the name of the class parenthesis. If this uh, class takes any inputs for creation, you can specify those in the parenthesis over here. But not if not, you can simply write the name of the class and empty parenthesis. Then I'm printing out the GPA of Vaibhav object and enrolled variable of the Kulshresht object. Finally, I'm modifying some attributes. I'm setting the Vaibhav object's GPA equal to 5 and just printing it out to see if I did make the requisite change. Okay, and if you see, I have written this program here in the text editor Atom. So now we'll just run it and see if we were right. Okay, so the first print command checked my CGPA, Vaibhav objects GPA. So initially, since I've not given it any value, it is initialized to 0, and that's what we got as output. Then we are checking the Kulshresht object's enrolled attribute, which is by default set to true, and which is what we get in the output. And finally, when I set Vaibhav object's GPA equal to 5 explicitly and print out the same, I am successfully able to see that yes, the attribute was changed. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about getters and setters. So getters and setters in Python are often used when we want to add a validation logic around getting and setting a value inside a class. So for example, a CGPA can't be greater than 10 or it can't be negative. So we can add that check with a getters and using a setter. So to avoid direct access of a class field that is a private variable, you can also use a getter. So this is not as much relevant in Python, but if you use other languages like Java, etc., the private and public will be very important to you. So now let's talk about another example. Here again we are creating the class student, but this init method here takes two arguments, student name and enrolled. These arguments are then set as the initial values for the student name and the enrolled part of the class of the object, sorry. Then I'm defining a getter called getGPA, which prints out GPA read and returns the self.gpa, which means the GPA of the object. And I'm defining another method called setGPA, which takes in as an argument a new GPA object. And this will print out GPA change from the old GPA to new GPA. And then finally it will set self.gpa equal to new GPA. Okay, and then and just in order to check whether what I wanted to do was accomplished, I'm creating a variable, an object called student, called webhub, sorry, of the class student, and giving it the initial values for my name and enrolled equal to true. And I just want to print webhub.student name. I just want to see whether it works, the getter works. So if I run this, oh. So yeah, when we want to check, we can simply run this file, and yes, we can see that we were able to get my name as output, which means that this getter works as intended. Okay, so that's all I had to teach you regarding object-oriented programming in Python. So again, I would just like to remind you of the fact that Python was not intended to be an object-oriented programming language. Java was actually intended to be an object-oriented language, and if you would like to learn about more concepts about object-oriented programming, I would recommend you to learn about Java. Okay, bye. I'll see you in the next lecture where we'll talk about basic data structures and algorithms.